This is Keith again. I'm just putting in the akebono brackets and the akebono brakes for the rear of my 91 300ZX. We've already done the front, but here's the brackets. Putting our bolts in, getting them set up in this direction. Also have to put in the brake line, which you see up there. There's the actual fitting. And you can see the fronts we already put in. They're all done. Looking pretty good. Lines are all installed. That's how I did it. Should work out pretty well. Goes down in there, and I put a rubber tube so it won't get scraped. And there's that. So we're going to tighten this up. I believe it's going to be a 5/8 or 16. I'll try that right here. 16 millimeter. These are the parts that came with a Concept Z. So we're just going to hand tighten them first. And we'll get a wrench on them. Strongly recommended. You're going to put a lock washer and a standard washer. It tends to work a little better. It doesn't tear everything up and all. Plus it won't back out. So it's pretty good. Everything's threading nice. So we should be able to use a socket wrench on it now. Grab that really quick. They recommend 80 foot-pounds of torque. You probably get away with less. Just make it man tight, probably I'd say. But definitely, torque recommendations is there for a reason. But I put Loctite on my bolts as well. Even though there's a lock washer, I figure it can't hurt. And see, it's tightening down there pretty nice. And we're almost in. Get that down fast. I try not to use automated tools. Well, as you can see, we painted everything nicely. I used the undercoating, everything else flat black. In the video, it looks terrible. In real life, in person, it came out really nice. So I'm gonna give this a good torque down. Okay, we'll go back. We're gonna adjust our torque to 80 pounds with torque wrench, which I use this monster. You can adjust your torque right there. Works pretty well. We'll get this on. So we're going to pre-fit everything. Once we get it all in there, we'll turn around and get that going. All right, so this is it. This is actually cool. I love this wrench because not only does it have a standard length, a little longer, you could bring it all down to here and get a lot of torque on it if you had to. This, you don't really have to kill it. All right, it's more than enough. Okay, so that's nice and tight, not going anywhere. Now we're gonna get going on these lines. So here's our new stainless steel lines. Got our factory clip. So I'm gonna try and get that up in there. So as you see here, I just kind of threw it right into the bracket. It actually fits. There's little grooves on each side that it slides into. You kind of shimmy it in. And now I'm going to, by hand, start getting it started here. All right, so that's started in there. We're then going to get our little clip, which will go up here. So it's already started enough. The clip is actually going to hold that piece in place. Kind of hard to show you that, but see a little groove? It's kind of hard to see there. Right there's a little groove. So this is going to go on that groove. You can do it from the back, the front, whatever will get that bracket in there. So pop this up here. Give it a little help there. I'm going to try and actually put it from the top so I can hit it in place. So right there, as you can see it, that's where it goes. I'm going to get myself a hammer. So I got myself a little baby pin hammer. Just give it a couple taps. Now, sometimes it's better to get a little punch on it, which I'm going to do. I'll try and set the phone in position. It'll be kind of hard maybe, but we'll try. This is where like a selfie stick type of thing would be nice, but we'll try it. Right about there. Yep, that's perfect. Okay. I'm just going to get a socket extension. And hopefully the phone doesn't fall. Pardon me if it does. Okay, so that went right in there. As you can see, it's locked on really perfectly. Okay, I'm going to touch that up with a little black after I tighten up the fitting on top of it there. So we're going to get our 10mm tool, our brake tool, which I believe it's right here on the lift. Right here. Okay. And we got our 10mm, and this is what the tool looks like. This way you don't kill your lines trying to put just a wrench on it. So we're gonna get in here with this and start tightening it down. It's kind of a dumb spot they put this in. They make it very hard to like turn it. It's just such a tight space. They should have made like a groove here or something, or just put the bracket in a different spot. You know, it's just, to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. But then again, it's Nissan, and I'm sure there's some Japanese guy laughing at us somewhere. You know. So sometimes you got to put the wrench on the inside as well. I found that helps sometimes. Yeah, so I get one turn there, and then you go all the way on the inside and do it again. All right, so we're probably going to skip along. I'll get this all tightened up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all tightened up. Got that line in there tight. We're going to head to the other side and line up that one. Okay, so here's our bracket, as you can see. Little bugger's gonna go like that. And then I'll go right in there nice and smooth. Gonna get all bolts together. That's gonna go up there for now. Okay, everything's painted. We got our nice shocks in there. Now here's our bolts, like I'm saying. We got our lock washers, our washers. Now a little Loctite, just a little bit, nothing crazy. Just to make it a little happier. There's a little Loctite I got from work. That's more than enough. Okay. Put these up here. Drop our screws on. Our washers on, rather. I'm going to get this over to the other side, and we'll grab our wrench. Again, it's 16mm. And we're back over here for assembly. Okay. One thing I'm noticing on both sides actually is, you see your emergency brake line right here? It's a little tight up against it. It won't really hurt anything, but you just got to give it a little push in order to get this bolt in. But it's in, and it's good. So we're going to tighten them by hand like we did the other side. And they're both threaded very well. They were going in nicely, so that's good. I'm going to tighten them up. Now, I painted everything, but I masked it all off when I did it. You know, like especially the lugs. I had to change that stud out, which anyone who has a 300ZX, I'm sure they know. They strip those studs and, you know, they spin out or whatever. I ended up changing a whole bunch, especially the front ones. I changed them all. Because I had a box of 10, so I just, you know, I said, why not put some new ones in? So now we're going to get this done here. Tightening right up there. Nice and man tight. It's good to go. Okay, so we got our next brake line right here, like I said before. And again, now I can show you a little clearer how it goes in those. See a little bump there and a bump there? So when you put this in, it only can fit in one way, and that kind of stops it from turning. So So you want to get it in there. I know it could be a little annoying sometimes, but see, that's in. It won't move. Kind of stops it from turning. So now we got to push the other part in place here. Your fitting, so it'll drop down in there. Okay, I couldn't get my fingers in there to show you, but I got that dropped in there. Probably could use the light on to show you better, but it's pretty good there. Okay, so that's in there. Now next we're going to start tightening it up with the same wrench we had before, the 10 millimeter. Okay, we got our 10 millimeter again. Get this all up in there. One thing you want to make sure is you do not cross thread it, because it will be a nightmare. Because that stupid line is in a bad spot.